What's up, my fellow traders? Hope you all having an awesome day and hope you all enjoying your weekend. So it was yet another good week, and in this weekend's video I'm going to show you all the trades I have taken and all the trades that was mentioned in the live session and how nicely the prediction goes. Some trades that didn't play out, some plays out nicely. So let's do analysis of NATGAS, gold, silver, crude oil. But before that, this video is not going to be really long as usual because I've already made a video about trading psychology which has been uploaded yesterday. If you're someone who's really serious about trading and if you really want to have a strong mindset in trading, I highly recommend you guys to watch that video. I promise you it will help you dramatically in your trading. If you watch that, then you are ready to get yourself fall in the 5 to 10% of profitable trader, because I know no one watches those type of videos. I know they are boring. Everyone loves signal. In this video, I'm also going to mention about this trading bot which I've been creating from last couple of months. I've been doing testing on that from last couple of months and I got so many messages that when I'm going to make it live. Now the bot is almost done. The testing is still ongoing, but if you're someone who really wants to get access to this indicator, I'll try to make it live this Sunday, tonight, or by tomorrow. And if you want to get it, you get a full code, full instructions how to get and how to install this in your trading view, or if you want to get an MT4 version, you can always email me for that. That is why I've recorded some trades, live running trades here with this bot, and this bot is mainly designed for the major Forex pairs, for gold, for NATGAS, and some major crypto pairs as well. So mainly it is designed for the high volatility pairs and commodities. It works fine with the others, but there are some conditions which we need to figure out ourselves without relying on this bot completely. That is why I'm going to show you a few trades that was running live and I have recorded live in the members only live session so that you can see that it gives or produce real-time signals. You can always set alerts right here. You can click alerts once your bot is live. You can click alerts and you can always set alerts for every single pair, whichever pair you are interested in. You can set alerts, and whenever the signal forms, it will send you an alert on your phone or on your desktop, wherever you want to get those alerts. So that is something I'm going to record with full instructions how you can do all that. So I'm going to make it live. I'm going to show you some trades that happens with that bot, and some trade even that bot has produced. I have not taken that because I also follow my own strategies, and if I feel that it is not the right signal, I ignore it. So I'm going to talk all about the bot in this part of the video as well, where I will show you how it works, at what time frames it works, and everything you want to learn in this video. So this week not many zones played out. I'm still waiting for the price to get to Forex, indices, and commodity zones. Not many zones has played out, but we had some good entries this week. Talking about trade alerts, I sent 2 trade alerts, both were a winner, and with that I've mentioned few entries in the live session and those also plays out perfectly fine. And if you remember, we mentioned these entries, the bot which bot produced in my live sessions. You get these entries in my live sessions anyway if you don't want to get a full access to code. And the good thing is that if I do more improvements in the bot, I will send a new update, a new script, free of cost. You don't need to pay, because I'm going to increase the price of the bot once it is fully tested, and if there is any changes made, I'm going to increase the price. So the price you're going to see on Sunday or Monday, that's a reduced price because it is still in a process of testing. But like I said, I got so many messages. If you're someone who really want to get it and access to it and make it your own, then you can see the price, or otherwise I'm also deciding to just keep it on a membership. Means no one can get access to it unless you are a member. But for a short time, I can give a full access, full ownership of that bot if someone who's looking to get it before it is fully tested. So in regard with zones, only crude oil plays out, which I'm going to mention very shortly, but I'm going to show you some trades that goes perfectly fine. So first, let me show you the trades that was sent to the members, and then few trades that I've personally taken with exact same entries. Now, right here. So first we have this pair, which is GBP AUD. Now, if you follow me from a couple of months, then you know that it is not something alien for you. It is an entries that I talk often in my videos. But the lesson in this trade is that when I've entered this trade right here, first I want to show you that this was a trade alert sent to the members with the instruction what I'm looking at for this trade. So first we had that, and I was already in the trade. The price was a little bit higher from the trade alert. That is why I've set entry at this number if there is a pullback. Now, this trade was sent. I was already in the trade, but the price was about to hit my take profit and then quickly push back down at the entry point. If you're someone who entered with the limit order, yes, you are involved in this trade at the pullback, but I was already in the trade. And that is the lesson, that once you are in the trade, there is no need to get panic. Let it run, let it hit your stop loss, or let it hit your take profit, because in the long run, you're going to get results. Like I said, the video I've uploaded yesterday, please watch that video. In that video, you will learn all the trading psychology lessons and how to master trading psychology. And good trade happened right here, GBP AUD. Nice pullback entry in the trending market. Breakout of this pattern. Price is pushing up. We had a pullback followed by engulfing candle, and that is why I have taken this trade. Then the next one we have taken, which is an opposite to bullish. And you all know entry is same, but we have gone opposite. Now what do you see here? Exactly same of the one I've just shown you. Nice downtrend. Price pulls back, forms engulfing pattern, and with that nicely pushed down, that easily hit my take profit. And this trade was also sent to my members, and right here, that was a good trade. Now the reason behind this trade is simply a downtrend. We are trading below 50 EMA. We are not at the level of support. Support level is right down here, but we were only looking for sell trades below 50 EMA. Nice cross recently happened with the pullback. We had an engulfing candle that nicely hit my take profit. This could have been managed till the next level of resistance, support right till here. That's totally up to you how you want to manage this trade. But for the beginners, I always recommend 1-to-1, and then you can manage your trades accordingly. Now, these are the two trades I was sent to the members. Like I said, it is not a signal group. Now, these are the alerts that could have been a losing ones. But fortunately, these two were the winners, because I look at the exact same entries for my personal trades. Now, once these two trades happened, I was looking at the others. Now, exact same entries that happened here on EURJPY. Now, for this pair, particularly EURJPY, CADCHF, these are the two pairs, or AUD CAD. These are pairs that I don't place my stop loss when it is a time for a rollover. Means in the UK, it's 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. At that time, I remove my stop loss, because especially for these pair, it hit your stop loss just with the spread, because it opens a spread at those time, at the rollover time. I don't like to keep my stop loss, but I put it back once the rollover is done and the spreads are normal. So here we had exact same entries. Nice trading below 50 EMA. You see similar condition I've just shown you in USD CAD. Same condition happens right here. Here that was just mentioned in my live session. So first, let me show you the clip from my live session where we have placed this entry when this condition forms, so that you know there is no ifs, no buts. When there is clear condition, it's totally up to you how you want to take it. Bearish, but that is a valid pattern. So if you are looking to take a risk here, 54 pips, one above, one below. Or if you're already in the trade, that looks like this at the close. But that is a valid bearish pattern, and we can see a possible fall out of EURJPY. Nice one. So you see that how simple the entries are if you just follow your rules. Exact same entry, pullback, bearish cross, bearish engulfer, and that nicely plays out, hitting the targets. Now, there are the other entries that happens in the market, but like I said, I don't go for the random trades. It is not one of my best performing pair. That is why I've skipped this entry. That was a good example of pullback entry, bearish, that plays out. Now I'm going to show you the trade that I've taken recently. That was an exotic pair, but the reason is the spread is good, not bad spread. And I remember at the start of my priority group, I sent this as an alert back in 2023. But I often take that trade of that pair because it sometimes trends nicely upwards or downwards. So I'm going to show that one, exactly the similar entry we have got there, which is USD against SGD, Singapore dollar. Now you see the similarities, exact same entries below 50 EMA, that nicely trending below 50 EMA, and we had a nice pullback followed by strong swing high bearish engulfing pattern, hitting nice take profit. Again, the spread is not bad. That totally depends on your broker, but here it hit my take profit. Similar, very simple. Below 50 EMA, selling this market. Above 50 EMA, buying this market. But once you get to the major level of support and resistance, you go counter trades. You take counter trend trades, means if the market is trending lower and the price reaches the level of support, you just go for the buy trades, doesn't matter where the EMAs are, if the price is below or above. So very simple, zone above, one zone below, in between we are looking at pullback entries above or below 50 EMA. Again, I have explained that in my yesterday's trading psychology lesson, and I've also explained that what risk percentage you should keep if you want to be consistently profitable. So that video has lots of knowledge. Took me 2 to 3 hours to just to make this video, and with editing took me like 5 to 6 hours. Again, if you are someone who's really serious, please watch that video. So this entry happened, exact same entries, nothing alien for you. Very simple. Trading should be simple, not with so many indicators, so many ifs or buts. Then we have a chart pattern. Now in the live sessions, when I see chart pattern, I mention that, and if there is an entry, I go for it. Chart pattern is a kind of discretionary style of trading. It doesn't have an objective rules. For example, I took this trade and this was mentioned in my live session. Now we had a chart pattern that was a triangle pattern. Now at this point, I was looking for my entries after the break. Now your triangle pattern might not look like this when you have drawn it. Your triangle pattern might look like this. So it goes differently with everyone, but I mainly want to see some good touches above something like this and below something like as you can see here on the screen. And if I see some touches, I call it a valid pattern. But here we have many touches, and then we have a nice level of support as well that has more than 2 to 3 touches, makes it a valid pattern. Sometimes it won't plays out, sometimes it plays out, but this time, as you can see, for the stops and target, again, it's totally on your own discretion. Sometimes I keep it above the pattern, which you can see right here. Sometimes I keep it above the EMAs. Last weekend, the pattern I mentioned, that didn't play out, but this weekend, 2 patterns play out, which I'm going to show you shortly. One is this one is for indices, which I'm going to go in a very short while. So CADCHF plays out nicely, and as you can see at the break, I've entered and that pushed the price lower. So that was also mentioned in the live session, and I'm not just saying that. Let's see the clip from the live session so that you can see all the benefits you get in the live session where you can interact with me directly. So you see that is a choppy pair, but the breakout pattern clearly formed right here. That looks really good. This pattern looks really good, supported here and resistance right here. So now we need to see a breakout. Now breakout above will be better entry, but it goes either ways. If we are broken below and close with a solid red candle, then we are going short. Nice one. So as you can see, we had a nice prediction there, and that plays out nicely. Before I continue, if you are looking to join me in live session once a week, and with that you get all the reports, support and resistance, trade alerts 1 to 2 times a week. And if you're someone who's not a total beginner, because if you're a total beginner, you need to learn the full system from the basics to the advanced level. Then there are 2 options. One is paid, which is right here where you get a live session. Right here where you don't get a live session, but you get all the reports, trade alerts and everything. But here you get a live session and the other facilities. Now here in the premium group, you get these 2 plans for free, because here you get access to my full trading course from basics to the advanced level, and that is a lifetime plan. This is the first option. For the premium plan, these 2 are free. And if you're someone who is looking to join for free, if you're already a trader, you are already trading, then go to broker section on moneymarkers.uk, and here you have the partner brokers, whichever is suitable for you according to your own country. Make sure you look that, and then you can join that as well. From here, once you join with minimum deposit of 1K, I will add you in my group for free as long as you are actively trading. And if you have any questions, you can always DM me before or after you join them. So these are my partner brokers. My most favorite brokers are IC Markets, Switch Markets, One Royal if you are a UK client. Torex is also good. I've just recently met the Torex team as well, and M4 Market as well. If you are from the UK or EU, you can join the link below. Same goes with IC Market. If you are from the EU and rest, join the link below. Torex accept all of them, and Switch Markets as well. And the next trade I want to show you, actually that was not a trade. Now the reason I've said that in the live session, you get lots of tips from me, some educational stuff from me. I tell you my bias, what I'm expecting, a fall or a rise, and look for your conditions. If I'm looking at the buying this market, or if I'm looking at the selling this market, I look for those conditions, and I had mentioned that in my group. Now here in the live session, for USDJPY, I've mentioned that we have now head and shoulder pattern formed. Now before that, last week, I've shown you this trade last week. We had a stop loss hit. And then you see after the stop loss hit, the market moved down more than 300 pips. And that was head and shoulder pattern plays out here with this red candle. That was risky. I would have gone right at the break and close of my termination zone. My entry would be exactly at the close, and then I would go this 1.4 to 1 reward to risk ratio. That looks 176 pips. So you see how nicely we could able to recover the losses if we are not in this trade. Now, if you were in this trade, the previous one, and you are just holding on to the trade before right here, then imagine how much loss you would be in if you are still not cutting the previous loss, and if you are just fighting with the market and waiting for the reversal instead of getting the other opportunities in the market. You are just holding on with this trade and not taking the loss. That is why it's very important to cut your losses so that you can go for the next trade. For me, after this head and shoulder pattern was formed right here, we had a break. I knew that price is likely going to fall. That was very likely, according to my experience and according to my trading system. So first, let me show you the clip from a live session for where I've mentioned this pattern. USDJPY just broken below, recently hit our stop loss, and now we have broken below the structural level. But I'll be only selling this one for now. Looks like we have this bearish pattern formed as well, so we can expect a possible further fall out of USDJPY. Perfect. So as you can see how nicely it has fallen down. So that is the beauty of knowing the edge in the market, not taking a wrong decisions. First, you need to have a stop loss there. Second, you have an expert opinion that what I'm looking at. If you are someone, like I said, you're already a trader, you're looking just for my bias, then you get this in a live session. And trust me guys, do your research. People are charging insane amount of money just to do similar stuff. Now, next one I want to show you, which was also mentioned in the live session. Stock indices, we have JP225. Like I just shown you the trade of CADCHF, it is a part of discretionary trading. Now here we had a similar pattern on JP225, and right here we had a solid break of this candle. Now once I have drawn my triangle pattern, I don't move it unless I see a weak pattern. So that goes an example of natural gas, which I'm going to show you shortly. Now here that was pattern formed. We had enough touches here above and below, and with the break that plays out nicely. Now for indices, I normally start with 1 to 1, a little bit below. As you can see, this trade was more than 1 to 1, and that also hit my take profit. So let's see the clip from the live session where I've mentioned this entry as well. Similarly, we have two levels, one above, one below, that was sent to you in the report, and buying from here, sell from here. But breakout above or below will confirm the buy or sell signal. Above will be buy signal, below will be sell signal. A solid candle I want to see, not just a wick. That plays out perfectly fine. Like I said last week, it didn't play out, but this week these patterns has been playing out perfectly fine the way we predicted. Then we have Australia 200 index. Now this entry is not an alien for you. At the start of the video, at the start of the session, I have mentioned my pullback entries, bullish and bearish, the one I've sent in the trade alerts. Good example of buy trades, the one we had on AUD, GBP AUD. Exact same entry we had here. That is why if you learn from my group, then you don't need to wait for my signals. You look for the condition, you look for the nice uptrend, you look for the nice engulfing candle. There is no need to get scared of one if you have your stop loss there. If you are under your risk management, you are not putting all the risk in one trade, then there is no need to get scared of. We have a nice pullback bullish entry on AUS 200 index, and that nicely plays out. That is not something I'm saying, but let's see the clip from a live session where I've mentioned this entry. Australia 200 index just form a bullish signal right here, this bullish engulfer right at 50 EMA. That looks good to me as well for the possible buy entry. I'm expecting a nice push up at least to these highs. Perfect. So as you can see how nicely that plays out, the prediction was made and that has hit your take profit as well. Now don't go for every single trade. Once you have some good winning trades, relax. Again, I've talked about how many trades you should take in my yesterday's video. Once you watch it, you will have a good understanding. Now, I'm not just showing you all the profits, I also show you the losses which I have. Some zones that never plays out. For example, I want to show you one zone. Right here, platinum. Now, I don't normally trade platinum a lot, but here I have seen some good conditions, so I decided to enter it. Now, I've not done something wrong here because this was a zone that was sent to my members to look for your entry condition. With that, we had a pin bar, a 382 candle, we had a bearish engulfer, we had an overbought bought situation and everything was going with my analysis. So technically that was a very good level from where the price previously fallen down. Why not take this trade? And as you can see, this trade didn't play out. But am I angry or I'm scared? No, I'm not. For me, now it is a change of direction. Price has broken above the zone. Now I'll be actively looking to buy this market till the next level of major resistance. From there, I will sell again with same condition. So that is a part of trading. You have losses and you have winners. Make sure you are focusing on your winners most and your reward to risk ratio as well. For the beginners, again, I go 1-to-1 and then manage your trade. So that was one trade that didn't play out for me, which is totally cool. And then one commodity that plays out, which is crude oil. Right here. Now, crude oil zone was sent to my members already to sell from the zone above. Now, the price did push down from the zone above, but there was no entry condition for me. The reason I'm showing you this because if you're someone who's not following my strategies or rules, you are just in my priority group for your own confluence, you might have your own strategy, then it plays out nicely. The zone plays out nicely. I'll be still actively looking for my entries from the zone above, but that also plays out. So this is the only zone plays out. I sent zone for coffee, copper, US cocoa, wheat, and all the commodities. If I see a good condition, I send them to members to look for your trades. And if the price reaches those zone that week, cool, we take it. If not, then wait and look for conditions next week. As long as we are not there, we are not panicking or we are not taking any trades. In between, we can go for the pullback entry bullish. For example, if you are in between the zones and price is above 50 EMA, take buy trades to the next level of resistance, or below 50 EMA, take sell trades to the next level of support. So that plays out perfectly fine for the others. I'm still waiting for the price to get to those zones. Now, someone in the live session asked me a question about gap fill in natural gas. After this, I'll go through my AI trading bot and I'm going to show you some live entries which we placed in my priority group. Now, right here for NATGAS, someone asked me a question that if the price is going to fill up the gap or not. I've said there is a likely chance. Now, why did I say that? I don't normally look at the gaps and I don't normally just buy blindly or sell blindly because there is a gap. But for me, yes, it was very likely due to oversold in NATGAS and we had an opportunity right here, a bullish engulfer. Now you say, Umar, that didn't happen at the support zone. Yes, that is correct. But for me, for the students, you know, we have a U-turn strategy that combines with the conditions and we have a gap fill. That is why I've said it is a likely chance. Now, if there was no bullish engulfer, I wouldn't go for this entry. But I will still say that the gap fill is expected. In that case, the price would have pushed up. Normally, I would just look for my sell condition. But here, we had an engulfer, we had an entry condition which I teach to my student. Again, I've not tested that for NATGAS a lot, but an entry condition and that fill the gap and that pushes up till this level from where we were expecting a push down. I'm going to do a full analysis of NATGAS very shortly, but let me show you the clip where we talked about that in the live session. It can fill the gap. The reason is the correction coming up. Correction, bearish engulfer. If that happens, yes, there is a likely chance because of the oversold situation. Perfect. So you see that how nicely price pushed up, and that is a good benefit of live sessions. And if you are interacting with me, that you get to know what I'm looking at in the market. And if you have your own strategies, then you can also implement that with my opinion. So that nicely pushed up as well. I'll do the full analysis very shortly. Now let's look at how nicely my bot has plays out in few trades. Now I'm going to show you few trades, and the reason I show you these trades because you need to see that it is a live running bot. It is not something that give you a lagging signal. Like in the past, there were few indicators that I've seen that gives signal after the price moves already. I'm also going to talk about why not we should take those entries with this AI bot. And why should we take these entries with this bot? Now here, first I want to show you your favorite gold. We had a signal here on gold that was triggered right here. That was an entry that was triggered at that time and that nicely hit the take profits. Now, this indicator consists of few things and one of them is a volume spike. When it detects the volume spikes, it also look at the MACDs as well. So when the price detects the volume in the market, it triggers the signal. But here, as you can see, lots of volume and it triggers a signal, buy right here. Again, that is a strategy which has been created with my method. It is a method that I don't have in the course, but it is something just on the side for me for the extra confidence. I still take my trades with using my own strategies, but it is something I created to look at the volume in the markets as well. So that is still on the side, and here the signal happened. And let's see when this signal actually happened. On gold, it has triggered something. It has triggered the buy signal to get a good reward to risk ratio. We found a good entry right here. So again, that's below 50 EMA. I will not go for it just for the sake of indicator. Nice one. So that was a successful trade, and it also triggered a signal previously right here as well. Here, that was a good trade as well, and that also pushed the price up. Now, I'm mainly using this bot with 4 hour. You can always tweak your time frames. You can always tweak the risk to reward ratio to 1.2 to 1 and then test yourself accordingly. If you move your risk to reward ratio, your winning ratio might be good, but winning quantity might be bad. Now, if I show you the tested results, it is not final here because it is something I still need to adjust. But you see, the winning ratio is only 46%. It is still profitable. As you can see, it is still in plus because the risk to reward ratio is more than 1. So if you tweak that, you might able to make this bot much better. Again, that is a code. I might be only giving that for membership, but for now, for the short period of time, I'll give away the full code if someone wants to buy it, as I'm getting lots of messages. Now, I'm not just saying that I will increase the price dramatically for this one in the future. Same I did with my course. My course was cheaper before because I just recently launched it, but now the price is much higher from the first price. So that was one trade that was also mentioned, and I've shown you the video when the live signal formed. Now I'm going to show you NATGAS as well. For the NATGAS right here, it also triggers a sell signal. Now there are a few things you also need to figure out. Now for NATGAS, I'm just looking for a breakout. When the market is ranging and it forms signals in the range mode, I ignore it. Mainly I look for the signals when the market is trending above or below. But previously it has given a signal because price was above 50 EMA, a big volume candle that is also called institution candle that breaks out and that plays out nicely as well. So sometime when the market is in range mode, I don't take it. Example is NZD CAD. Now you see this is a range market and I don't like this type of market and I don't like to take trades using this bot in this type of market. You see red is for sell, green is for buy, and it goes like that. So it gives you these lines when the signal forms. Again, you can set alerts when the signal forms. You can set which pair you want to set an alert for. I'm going to add full instructions once the bot is live. Hopefully by Monday I will make it live. Now I want to show you a few more trades with this bot because I've just shown you that signals are live running signals. Now here it forms a signal here on AUD CAD. Now for this one, that was not a bad signal because that is a trending market. I would have gone for it, but that would be a losing. So that is why I'm saying don't just rely on your signals completely. Do your own analysis as well. It is something that gives you an extra confidence. That plays out here, that plays out here, and that didn't play out here. I want to show you so that it is transparent in front of you. Whatever I've seen here, I want to show you as well. Now I want to show you one more signal that happened in sugar, and that happened in my live session. So let's see the clip from my live session, then I'll come back to this trade. So it has triggered a sell here, right here, SL here and TP here. Sell is good because we are below 50 EMA. Perfect. So as you can see, this was an entry that happened right here. This dotted line is my entry. SL is right here. Take profit is right here, and this plays out nicely. And it was below 50 EMA. That is fine. And that is good, and that plays out nicely. 180R has been hit, and you can always adjust your risk to reward ratio. Now with indices, I really like to tweak this bot, which I'm still doing it. Now for indices, it gives me sell signal right here, but the stop loss was small. I want to keep my stop loss a little bit higher when I'm doing indices, maybe above 50 EMA, but it's still fallen back down dramatically. So that hit the stop loss because stop loss was small. That is why I'm still looking for indices. For the high volatility instrument, we need to tweak this one. Now, that didn't play out here, but right here in US 30 in Dow Jones, that plays out perfectly fine. That plays out here with this momentum candle. Now, Hong Kong index, that just forms a signal. That is still running. Just want to show you that it's a running signal right here. Don't take this trades now because I'm still in the testing phase, and let's see how this goes. And D40 German 40 is also still just formed a signal. Now when this big momentum candle, for the better entry, maybe something at the pullback, so you have a better stop loss and take profit, and you just don't enter straight away after this momentum candle. That is something I want to implement in this bot. And it also goes well with crypto. You see this nice trending market, it forms a signal that pushed up. Now here it forms a sell signal that didn't play out, but still the market pushes down. Still I need to tweak the strategy. So it goes with all the markets, but mainly with major forex pairs, gold, all the commodities, and few major crypto pairs. So that is something I want to share with you. I'm still gonna share that with my members in the live session, and we can still play some trades and we can see how nicely it's been playing out. So again, you will see the instructions on my website, which is moneymarkers.uk. Click on shop, and in the shop section you will see this indicator on Monday or on Tuesday. So let's wrap this first part of the video and let's start our analysis with NATGAS, gold, silver, and crude oil. Now here on NATGAS, I've said that I'm going to adjust my triangle pattern because we still didn't have many touches. So it is still ranging and it is still in between the range. Now we do have this pattern. As you can see, we are still waiting for the breakout, talking about NEMEX. And for capital.com, it is absolutely same. We don't need to adjust it because we had nice touches up and down. Now right here, I'm just waiting for the breakout and I'm just waiting for the price to get to either zones above or below. Right here, have these zones for above and below on your charts so that you know from where I will be buying or selling or taking my counter trades. Have these zones or take a screenshot for all four platforms: NEMEX, Ovanda, capital.com, and MCX. Now here, I'm still waiting for the breakout. Now, my bias for now is still bullish. Looking at this nice 382 pin bar. One of my strategies that is valid here. Now in this type of range, it can be risky as well. But looking at this nice pin bar, my bias is towards the upside, and we are more likely to see an upwards pressure, and we are likely to see a price to push higher. If I look here on a daily time frame, we have a strong momentum institution candle. These type of candles I call institution candles. When we have lots of volume in this candle, normally a Marabout candle is an institution candle. But if you look here, no wick here, an institution candle means we can still see a push up from here. Now a bit more for your knowledge then, that when this institution candle forms, there is a bit of manipulations as well, because sometimes the smart money, or you can say big institutions, they want to push the price a bit higher from where they want to sell it again from the better level. So that is something for your own knowledge. Doesn't mean that it always happens, but that is what it calls. So that is why for us, we are clear that we are looking for the breakout signal. Then if that happens, it aligns with what I've just said. So a bit of fundamentals, a bit of something for you to learn. Or maybe they just want to sell it from here with a better price, as you can see from this little indecision area. So that could have happened as well. If broken below, means yes, we are pushing down. That is why we have a breakout pattern that tells you where the market is heading, but close is very important. And if that happens, we have a double bottom, which we are already prepared for. Now, technically, I want to see a breakout without any confusions. I want to see a breakout for the price to reach to the upper or lower level. We do have a bullish pressure as well, and I'm still looking for two type of condition. Now, we already have first bottom, and if we have a second bottom, that is a very strong level below in green. If the price, let's say, won't push up and pushes down, in that case, we are looking at this level below. So if this won't play out, we have a pin bar, as you can see right here on a daily. It still can push up, hit this level first. But let's say if we are broken below this pattern, then we are likely looking at this level from where I will be buying this market, which will be a double bottom pattern on daily and on 4 hour. On both time frames, we have a major double bottom if we have that. So breakout is very important. Above, we are looking at this level to sell. Below, we are looking at this level to buy. Either way it goes, we are entering above or below. The patterns I've just shown you in my first part of the video. So let's see. But looking at this candle, we might see a push up. Now, on a weekly time frame, that is something for the long term. We are still intact with this head and shoulder bearish pattern. So if we are broken below the pattern, we can see a possible fall, from where we can see a push up as well. So that is why I look for the confirmation. Bearish pattern on the weekly is still valid. But on smaller time frame, if that is a possible entry, that can give you one ATR push up or a good scalp. With the break above, you can also go for the quick scalp by keeping your stop loss below. With break below, you can also go for the quick scalp by putting your stop loss above or below. Again, that is just a discretionary style of trading, not one of my strategy. My strategies are simple: pullback above 50 MA followed by engulfing candle. The trade alerts I've shown you at the start of the video exactly how I want to take my trades if that happens above or below 50 EMA. But if you're someone who loves discretionary style of trading, it is something I also consider for my entries with the break above or below. But my bias looking at this candle is still bullish and expecting a possible push up at least 1 to 2 ATR from the low of the wick of this candle. Exactly the same in capital.com. On Ovanda, we have few touches. There are not many touches at the upper line. So we might see a touch here, then a pullback, and eventually a break above or below. So we are still looking for the breakout. Again, like I said, we are looking at the zone below for the possible double bottom on weekly, on daily, and on 4 hour and above to buy continuation. So very simple. Wherever it breaks, we are going in that direction. Above, pullback entry bullish, below, pullback entry bearish till this level. That is all and simply we are looking at. So wait till we see a break of this range. The longer the accumulation is, the bigger the move we get. It is something I mentioned in my live session about copper, and as you can see, clearly mentioned in my live session that we are in the accumulation. I don't want to show you the clip, but if you are a member, you know that was mentioned this week. The bigger the accumulation is, the bigger the move we have, exactly like this. So expect some big moves out of natural gas soon after we have some accumulations. Same goes with all the markets, MCX as well, NEMEX and all three platforms. Keep an eye on this pattern and keep an eye on the break and zone above or below. Wherever it breaks, we're going to enter our trades with a pullback above or below. For now, no signal on NEMEX. 382 candle is below 50 EMA and 20 EMA. That is why it is going to be risky. Capital.com, looks fine. Let's see on Ovanda. No signal on Ovanda, just on Capital.com. That's going to be very weak signal. Next up, we have gold. Gold is pushed up and now at the anchor resistance. That is a very weak resistance and it might be broken. 3377 goes up. 3337 goes up to 3361.32. Now there is no signal. If the market opens above in gap, then I will be just buying this market till the next level, which is right here. 3427 goes to 3498.60, from where I will sell. Otherwise, we might see some sort of correction and a pullback above 50 EMA in golfer. That is all I'm looking at. So I'm expecting good correction from this level since there is no condition, and after the correction is done, after exactly like this, I want to see an engulfing candle to buy this market. So that is all I'm looking at. Only buying trades because there is no entry condition at this level. Expect some correction and then continuation towards the upside. For silver, exactly the same. We are ranging sideways. We might get a double top at this area exactly like this and a possible fall back down. So as long as we're not broken above these highs, I'm not completely bullish. The next level, if the price pushes up, I'll be looking at 34.42, goes up to 35.00, from where I'll be selling this market. So breakout above is must do for the further continuation buy trades. In general, we are bullish as we are above 50 and 20 EMA at this point. Finally, we have crude oil. Now in my last video, I've clearly mentioned this trend support, which is at 60.16. As long as we are not broken below, we are not taking any further bearish trade. So I'm still looking at the level above, which is 63.87, goes up to 65.82, from where I'll be selling this market with conditions like bearish engulfers or double top engulfers like this. So I'm not buying and I'm not selling. I will only buy if there is a push up to the zone without any sell condition. We have a pullback and engulfer, then I will buy. So it must break above this high for me to look for the pullback entry bullish. If there's a sell condition first, I will sell it first. And with the pullback above 50 MA, I will buy again, and then I will look for the break above these highs. So for now, wait till the price get to the zone, and we are not above 50 MA on daily. If you look here on daily, that is still rejecting from this zone, and there's still a chance the price can fall back down. So be very careful and look for the breakout above this high to take next further buy trades. But for sell trades, look for the condition, bearish condition from this level. Conditions are something I'm looking at for my entries. So that is it for today's video. Hope you got a value. If yes, hit a like button for me, subscribe if you're new, so that we can all trade together and trade efficiently. Hope you trade green. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have an awesome weekend. Take care.